Oh, hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So this is one of the first videos I'm making, so please forgive me and comment on how I can improve the quality of my videos. So back to the topic of this video. So for a very long time, one of the only FPS I've ever played was TF2. I played the game for almost 1,000 hours, which is a small amount if you compare to a lot of top tier players, but nevertheless I discovered the game when I was around 12 years old, and being a young and impressionable and very immature person, I decided that I wanted to play TF2. So I made a Steam account and downloaded TF2, and yeah, the first few games I played was, how to say, it's as good as taking drugs, as I remembered last time. Don't ask me how I know what drugs feel like. But yeah, so when I played TF2, it was very exhilarating. The adrenaline rush was there, like really there. And all of that kicked in while at the same time my puberty did. Now we're forward to 2020, we got Corona, an economic meltdown, and the fact that I might die. Because if I step out my house, I might get infected. And also a new game. And that game is Valorant. Okay, now the first place I saw Valorant as a game or something was when I was watching offline TV playing the beta, and afterwards a bunch of my friends peer pressured me into downloading the game, and the introverted bitch as I am decided to download it and have a few games with them. Well, let's say the first few games went like this for me.
Brilliant! I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
One enemy. My ult's ready. One enemy remains.
This has been my experience with Valorant so far, dying over and over again, wondering why I can't get a kill, and somehow the enemy's bullets are more accurate than mine. But yes, so Valorant is a game, it's like if CSGO, TF2 and Overwatch had a three-way baby. So genetically they are the same, but yet they're not the same. Genetically they're similar, yet they're so different. So now I'll move on to telling you the differences between TF2 and Valorant as from a TF2 player myself. So one of the first things that I noticed was pretty quick, let me tell you, is the movement and mobility mechanics between the two games. So in TF2, each class has its own speed limit and items that affect their speed. Like not limited to, but Scout with the babyface blaster, and Heavy with the boxes of running urgently. Well, in Valorant, things are a little bit different. Well, they're more consistent, yeah, perhaps. Well, in Valorant, all the characters move at the same speed, which I guess is pretty good, so that you can headshot them and pre-aim, pre-fire or whatever. And they have abilities / utilities that change their movement, their speed. Not say change, but give them a boost, perhaps. Agents like Jet, which has the ability to dodge. I don't really play Jet. I'm still pretty new to this game, so forgive me if I don't know the ability's name. And Reyna has her ultimate, which literally just doubles everything, like her movement speed and fire rate. Well, yeah, so that's the first few things I noticed. And the first few characters that came to mind, which I could relatively compare to TF2 characters, would be Scout being like Jet, with his fast movement speed, being able to dodge things, I guess. And Raze being like the soldier, which she can rocket jump with her satchels, while soldier just rocket jumps with his rockets, I guess. Whatever. Okay. So, and finally, the weird one would be, I could compare the Spy to Omen, because their core game mechanics would be being sneaky and deceptive, but at the same time, really bad Omen and Spy players are really noticeable. Yeah, so that's the first few things that I have. The second thing that I would want to talk about is that these two games, the way that bullets travel is very different. So in TF2, Valve's way of hit scan is very straightforward. So if you are in a situation of being in a sniper duel, the better sniper main would be able to scope with quick movements to evade the enemy's sniper shot. Quick scoping, quote unquote quick scoping, would do a critical shot to the head. Basically, it's 150 damage, and most light classes like the other snipers, scouts, spies, medics, the sniper could effectively one-shot them if he hits his headshots. Whilst in Valorant, each gun has a specific spray pattern which every player must learn in order to be accurate. So in these two games, the spread of each weapon is very different. I think I'm going to show it to you right now on the screen. And now I'm gonna show you some guns from Valorant. So the next thing that I would like to compare between TF2 and Valorant would be that the dev supports and future updates. So to all that play TF2, you would know that TF2 is a very old game. It's like 13 years old now, released in, God knows, 10 October 2007. So TF2 has so few updates now. And the last update that the Valve pushed out was a patch that fixed up a bug which made the heavy invisible for some reason. And the last major patch was around 692 days ago, according to a website. I'll put a link in the description if you want to keep track of how long Valve has not updated this game. And yes, and the only updates that TF2 ever get is the good old localization files have been updated. So yeah, let's say that TF2 isn't really getting a lot of love nowadays. And meanwhile, Riot Games is well known in the industry for pumping out updates after updates for their games that being League of Legends, which also released in 2000 and which released in 2009. Apologies. And that game is 11 years old and has been getting updates ever since. It doesn't even look like it aged. Yeah, so that's my take on this. Valve really needs to update TF2. I really want a new update. And now finally, bring you to the most important part of both games, which I feel is really important. Not the guns, not the gameplay. No. It's well known that many pro players from both games have very expensive items which do help them in their abilities to perform better. So now we shall compare cosmetics between the two games. Let me be frankly honest. Cosmetics are the only thing I care about in Hat Fortress 2. I will say that Valorant's current patch, it doesn't really have a lot of skins, I would say. Even it's gun skins, and they cost so expensive. What's the fucking point? You know, like $99. Really, I could buy 5 games on Steam sale. Steam sales next week, by the way. So yeah, it's a bit ridiculous in my opinion. But that Prime collection though. But Morello did mention that Agent skins might be coming soon, according to an interview that was published quite recently. So maybe things will change, and maybe my wallet will start opening up to write a little more. In the current state of Valorant, it really doesn't seem that the cosmetic system really compares up to TF2. TF2 has so many items, so many hats, so many unusual effects, and so many taunts that TF2 really is the game where you can deck out your heavy to look just as well or even better than a Victoria's Secret model. So I don't really see the problem right here. So the final conclusion for Valorant, for me as a TF2 player, well, I like it. It's a fun game that I could really get into with my friends. But TF2 will always have a special place in my heart, and I will continue to buy more hats to make my spy gameplay even better. It's a well-known rule in TF2 that the more expensive a cosmetic is, the better the player.